Looks like we're in store for even more problems at the Conway household. George Conway, Kellyanne Conway's husband, tweeted out this week that Donald Trump should be referred for criminal investigation to the state of New York. Here's what happened. George Conway was tweeting out about the story about Trump charities and the new charges coming from New York Attorney General Barbara Underwood. And Conway, a lawyer himself, understands that these are very serious allegations. And he said that this case should absolutely be referred for criminal investigation. Now, this is not the first time in recent weeks that George Conway has come out and basically attacked his wife's boss on Twitter. But right here in this particular instance, George Conway has a very good point. This story about Trump charities being sued by the New York Attorney General and being referred for possible criminal prosecution is one of the biggest stories in this country right now, and yet you cannot find coverage of it anywhere. Yes, obviously we have a very massive problem with the detainment of children in this country, but we also have a problem of a man who has likely committed crimes serving currently as president of the United States. And these are verifiable, okay? The New York Attorney General's office has emails. They've got all kinds of evidence to show that Donald Trump himself and his children, Ivanka Trump Jr. and Eric, were all involved in a massive fraud scheme to rip off their own charity, use it as their personal piggy bank, which is the first illegal act, and the second one is to use it in order to manipulate voters, which was using a charity for political purposes, which is also illegal. This is a pretty cut and dry story here. I mean, the evidence tells it very well. There's emails from Corey Lewandowski directing the charity to make a donation to a veterans fund the day that Donald Trump was going to speak to a veterans group so that he'd have something to boast about. You don't get more politically involved with a charity than that. So yeah, George Conway has a very good point. And this just kind of adds on to all of the other investigations going on with Donald Trump himself. But in my opinion, I think this charity one has the most potential. We know there's going to be some things that come out of the Robert Mueller investigation. We know there's going to be some things that don't come out that I think a lot of people are waiting for. They may not ever come to fruition. But this one, in the state of New York, an area where Donald Trump could not pardon anyone if they were convicted of a crime, even if they're his children or himself, this one has the very real potential to put Trump and possibly even his corrupt little children in prison for a very long time, or at the very least, remove the man from office. And to be honest, I think that's what George Conway wants now too. Yeah, he's a conservative. He's always been a hardcore conservative, but at least he's one of those conservatives that happens to understand that Donald Trump is causing irreversible harm to the Republican Party, and Conway wants him gone, even if it means his wife loses her job.